Hey, it's Cobra here at MaddenGuides.com, and for this Madden 22 Special Teams video breakdown, want to take a look at how to surprise your opponent on field goals. And what I want to show you is just a couple different plays here that are actually pretty effective. I'm not going to promise you'll score a touchdown or get anything like that, but you probably can pick up a first down, and on occasion you might get a touchdown. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and show this to you, and it is pretty effective. So let's go ahead and start off with the play that I'm going to break this down with. The very first play anyways, and it's called Fake Field Goal Holder Blast. Again, I know this doesn't look like much, guys, but trust me, it does work on occasion. I've had it happen to me. I've used it myself online, and I've had success with it. And I've also seen other people do it to me because I've gotten lazy as far as calling on the defensive side of the thing. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and break that down to you guys, and hopefully this is another tool that you guys can use to surprise your opponent. Before I actually get to showing the breakdown, I want to go ahead and show you guys just a couple subs that I feel like are kind of important with this, that's going to help you as far as having that big chance of having a big play as far as when running this play. So let's go ahead and take a look at the substitutions. Before I do that, let's go into the actual coaching here and go ahead and look at the depth charts. I just want to show you guys some things that when I would do this, something I look at right off the bat. So the first thing you want to do is go ahead and look for the top offensive lineman that you have. If he's a superstar player, obviously you're going to want to bring him in and make the substitution I'm about to make. So Armstead right here is the Saints' best run blocker, pass blocker. So what I want to do is I'm going to make a substitution with him. I'm going to keep my memory on it because I don't know every single player on every single team, especially when it comes to offensive linemen. I couldn't tell you every single player. But what I want to look at here is his number, which is 72. So I'm going to make sure I remember that. And then I also want to kind of just go down the list here and see if I see anybody else that's worth standing out that I might want to go. This guy, McCoy, looks pretty decent. He's an 81 overall. And then maybe, let's look at this other guy right here, Ramczak. He's pretty good. He's an 88 overall. So those are three guys right off the bat that I'm looking at that I might want to use. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and sub out Armstead, and I want to sub him out. And there's a reason behind this, and I'll show it to you guys in a second. I'm going to go ahead and bring McCoy in. I know he's pretty good. I'm going to sub him out. And then this other guy right here, this is the tight end. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in here just so I can show this to you guys when I get over there. Let's go ahead and zoom in here. And this guy right here is actually the starting tight end, and he's lined up right here. Now, what I need to do is get him out of go ahead and get him out. So I'm going to go ahead and get him out of here. Let me go ahead and zoom back in here in just a second here. I'm going to go ahead and get him out, and then I'm going to put Armstead there. You can go ahead and sub in a player for him if you want. I'm going to go ahead and put Armstead because I'm not planning on throwing the ball over that side anyways, not with what I'm about to show. So I'm going to go ahead and move Armstead right there. Now I'm going to go ahead and look over here because I got one other player I want to look at. This guy right here, Ramczak, was the other guy that was pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and leave him there because that's going to be kind of important a little bit later. The only other thing I need to look at, and I know with the Saints, I know that I've got Hill lined up here as a second string quarterback, so I know he's going to be the holder, which is fine. I'm going to leave him in because I know he's got, 88, 89 speed. So I'm going to go ahead and leave him in. If you're playing with a team that doesn't have a fast quarterback that's starting, at least not rephrase that. If you don't have a team that has a second string quarterback that's fast, and most teams probably don't. There might be a few teams that do. For example, the Ravens do. What you want to do is you want to go ahead and sub in a faster quarterback. So for example, if you're playing the Ravens, you got Lamar Jackson, and we already know how crazy he is. He's even faster than the second string quarterback that they have. You might want to go ahead and sub him in. The same way for the Cardinals, Kyler Murray, another guy. He's not going to be the field goal holder, right? But what you can do is you can sub him in. You might as well. I mean, you already run with him probably already in the game in a regular play. Why not just put him in there? He's going to be faster. He's going to give you an opportunity to have a big play. So in this case with Hill, I don't have to do that. I'm just saying that. Make sure you put your fastest quarterback in that position right there as the holder when you do this. So for now, we'll just go with Hill right there since he's already the fastest for the Saints. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get on here. We're going to go ahead and run this play here with this one. So let's go ahead and get on to it and take a look at the play that we're going to run this from. Now that I showed you what I would do as far as substitutions for a field goal, I'm going to go ahead and show you the two plays that I want to talk about. As I've already mentioned, the first play right here is going to be this one here. It's called Fake Field Goal Holder Blast. So that's the play that we're going to start off with. It's a run play for the field goal holder. So let's go ahead and take a look at that play. And on the defensive side of things, we're just going to go ahead and call this from the special teams for a special teams field goal block right, which a lot of guys, honestly, the play that they're going to call, especially if we're lazy, and I'm lazy, a lot of us are lazy, especially the first time, we don't think that much of it. A lot of us are just going to simply call this one right here. It's low block right. It's right in the middle of the screen. Most of us are just going to hit that A button or X button, depending on what console you're playing on, and that's what you're going to hit. So what I want to do is, I want to go ahead and show you guys this first off the bat. The first thing that I would look at would be this, to see this. If I see two defenders over here lined up left of the tight end, and then I know I've got a pretty good opportunity possibly for a big play with the quarterback, assuming that I got a fast quarterback. And then also want to look over here. If I see just one guy over here, then I'm pretty sure I can probably get this off. Now, I can't promise you're going to get it to work every single time, but there's certainly an opportunity for a big play. So let's go ahead and just run it as is. I'm not even going to control the quarterback or the holder here. I'm just going to allow the computer to do it. I just want to show you what happened. This is by default what the play is supposed to be designed to do. It's just simply supposed to be something like that, where he blasts through there and hopefully get some blocks. Now, I can't promise you're going to get a lot out of that. However, if you do this, what I'm about to show, it makes it that much more effective. Well, actually, let me show you something else that a lot of us will do. We'll go ahead and run it again. Same thing. A lot of us will try to do this immediately as soon as the ball snaps. We'll go ahead and take the quarterback. We'll sprint to the outside and we'll try to outrun that guy. All right, that's cool, I guess, but it doesn't always work. Sometimes it will, but a lot of times it don't. So what I'm going to tell you guys to do is do this. This makes it even that much more effective, where you have a chance, a very good chance of taking it all the way to the house. So let's go ahead and run this. So again, we're going to go ahead and let it do its thing. Take a step up. Wait till that guy gets pancaked. If he gets pancaked, you can get to the outside. I know I didn't get it that time, but watch what happens if I wait long enough. Let's try it one more time here. Same thing. We're looking to wait to see if that guy gets pancaked. See how he gets pancaked? Once he gets pancaked, then we're off to the races, down for a score all the way to the end zone. That's what you want to look for. If you can get that pancake, then you got a chance to score all the way. The key to that is you got to wait for a split second with that quarterback. You got to wait. You can come up here, wait. If he gets pancaked, then you go to the outside and you bust it all the way down for a score. So I don't want to tell you this is going to work every single time, but you just saw right there, I've done it 3 times. I've scored 2 out of 3 times. It's not bad. Let's see if we can get 3 out of 4. Same thing. Just wait a split second. If he gets pancaked, go to the outside and go running all the way down for possible for a score there, such as what I just did there. So that's what I wanted to show you guys as far as with this. Very effective as far as getting a touchdown. Not all the time, but 3 out of 4 times I just scored a touchdown by simply making a couple substitutions, and bam, I'm into the end zone. So that's something you might want to take a look at as far as, you know, having a big play. Now I want to go ahead and get ready, you guys, to show you a couple other things with this. And so let's go ahead and talk about that here in just a second. All right, I've already shown you how effective the fake field goal holder blast is against the low block right by just hesitate and wait for that guy to get pancaked. And a lot of times you can break to the outside. Now against the base block right or the safe man right, may not always have that same success doing that. So I'm going to show you another technique you can do that might allow you to get to the outside. And it's something you can also do against the low block right as well. So let's go ahead and run this play here. And we're going to run this against the base block right initially. Rather than doing this, what I kind of just showed earlier, where I take control of him and then I hesitate for a second here, I kind of hesitate, and then I break to the outside and go to, try to get a score, because I'm looking for this guy to get that impact block here on this guy right here. So I'm looking for that offensive lineman to go ahead and get that block on that guy right there. Something else you can do, and I'm going to go ahead and show it here with this one. And again, I can't promise it's going to be any more effective, but I feel like it works pretty good, is I'm actually going to go to the line of scrimmage here with him. I'm kind of go up to the line of scrimmage, and then I'm going to break it to the outside. So that's what I'm going to do here on this. So let's watch what happens here and see what kind of results we get here. So you're going to go up to the line of scrimmage here, and then you're going to break it to the outside there. Now, I did kind of pause it just a little bit, but that's another thing you can do that's going to be pretty effective. So rather than just pausing, you actually kind of go up to the line of scrimmage, and then you try to go out to the outside after you pause for a split second. So you go up to the line of scrimmage here, and then you just break to the outside. And a lot of times you might get that success. So that's something else you can look at and try and doing with this, is just going up to the line of scrimmage and then breaking to the outside. Let's go ahead and run this against another different defense here from this particular formation from the defensive field goal block. And this is safe man right. So let's go ahead and run it that way, and we'll look for the same results. So again, I'm going to do kind of the same thing I just did here. I'm going to go ahead and run him up to the line of scrimmage, and then I'm going to break to the outside and try to get to this, into the end zone here. So same kind of idea here. We're going to wait, and then we're going to go to the outside here. and then we're going to try to pick up some positive yards. Didn't get quite a lot there, but I got some right there. So that's something else you can try to do here, about 10 yards there. You just want to go up to the line of scrimmage and then break to the outside here and then see if you can get up there and pick up some positive yards. That time I got about 7 yards. You know, if it's 4th down and 5, and you try this, it could work out where you get that first down. Again, as you're trying to surprise your opponent to make him think about it, and that time you could have a disaster like that where you don't pick anything up at all. Actually, of the 3 defenses, this is the one that does actually the best as far as defending this, to be honest with you. So it's not always a guaranteed. You're just going to run up to the outside because you're waiting for that guy to, to get blocked, and you're trying to break to the outside. So you're going to run up, and then you're going to go ahead and, take off and go up there. Let's run it one more time here. You're going to go up to the line of scrimmage, then you're going to bust it out to the outside, and then hopefully you get this result right here. So this is just another tool that you guys can add that can be kind of successful as far as having a big play. Now, I want to show you one other thing. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to show you the pass play that you might want to try, and it might be in something else that you might want to try to surprise your opponent with. I've already shown how effective the fake field goal holder blast is against the 3 plays out of the field goal block right. Now I want to go ahead and show you the pass play that you can run. Now I can tell you this, it may not be quite as effective. Matter of fact, there's one defense that actually shuts it down pretty good, but let's go ahead and run this against the load block right, which is the default play that most guys are probably going to go ahead and call. And one of the reasons I want to just point out earlier, I talked about moving this tight end, your starting tight end into this position. He's probably going to be your best opportunity to run this play. I know you got 2 different routes here, but really the tight end is going to give you an opportunity for a possible big play. So let's just go ahead and run that. And all you got to do is just kind of go out here, and then once he breaks to the outside, just throw it to him, and you may get this big play right here. So that's against the base defense that a lot of guys might run on the field goal block. So that's something you might consider doing. Let's go ahead and run it one more time briefly here, not get too crazy on it. Just want to show it to you. And then you can just go ahead and run this, and hopefully you can get it off fast enough to make that throw where you can pick up some positive yards. You may even go in and score, depending, especially if you got a really elite tight end. So that's something you might consider doing with that. So just keep that in mind. It does work against the one that most guys are going to call as far as on the defensive side of things. They're going to go ahead and call this block. It's going to be that low block right. Let's go ahead and call it again. Let's do it against the base block right. This one does a little better job at defending it, but there's still an opportunity where you can go ahead and throw to the tight end and pick up some positive yardage here. So just go ahead and just, roll it out there and pick up some positive yardage there and get down there and, score here. In that case, I scored. So those 2 defenses, this one works pretty good against. Now, let me just tell you this. If you're on the defensive side of the ball and you don't want to call goal line or all that type of stuff, or so call some normal defensive play, the one that does a pretty good job here against these 2 plays that I've shown, the best of the 3 that does the best as far as defending these 2 plays on a field goal block or field goal fakes is going to be the safe man right. Now, like I said, it doesn't really work that well even against the run play, but it does work fairly well against this fake blitz. Matter of fact, it actually does a really nice job for the most part as far as taking care of this. I mean, you're going to probably a lot of times get sacked, and you're not going to pick up any positive yardage with that. So if I was on the defensive side of the ball and I was telling you guys to be safe, run that man one right there, that third one that I just shown here, because I feel like this is the one defense you can throw it real quick and might really get it off, but for the most part, it does a pretty good job at defending that. So again, guys, if you're on the defensive side of things, the one defense you might want to call and not be too lazy is to go ahead and call this one right here, the safe man right. That's probably the one that does a fairly good job at defending this. But as I said before, the run play does a pretty good job as far as most of the time getting you to the outside where you have a big chance for a big play. So let's go back over just real quick and I'll get out of this breakdown. The fake field goal holder blast seems to work pretty darn well against all 3 of those plays for the most part. Although, as I said, the safe man right does a fairly decent job. The fake field goal sprint out pass, the base block right and the load block right don't do jack against it. There's a good opportunity for you to go ahead and pick up a big play. The safe man right is the one that you got to watch out for. Now, I will say one other thing here, just want to show one last thing here. If your opponent was to say, come out in the safe man right, and they were to go ahead and take control of this guy right here, this is the one guy you can move on the defensive side of things. If you call the field goal block type plays, that you can actually move. Now, he may get wise and move him to the outside, that's another way of defending this, because that's going to take this run play away. So just keep that in mind. Again, if you see this from the offensive side of the ball and you're calling that, field goal blast, then probably what you probably ought to do is just go ahead and call the field goal and just go ahead and kick the field goal, because there's a good chance that you might not have success, especially if they're in control of him. The other thing I want to point out here, let me go back in here one more time, back into the flip play, the pass play. I'm sorry, the pass play there. Let's go ahead and run the pass play right here. So let's go back into the pass play. If your opponent was to, let's just go ahead and switch off over here. If he was to take control of this guy and he runs just the, maybe he runs that base block play and he's in control of this guy, then he can take away that pass play as well, as far as if you were to run it, because what he could do is he can manually go ahead and rush this guy and take that away. So just keep that in mind. The best thing to do is to go ahead and call the run play if you want to go ahead and try this, but watch to see if they manually take control of this guy right here and move him to the outside, which, as I showed earlier, say they try to go ahead and move him over, say they try to go ahead and switch over to him and they go ahead and move him over here, then you probably just want to go with the basic field goal and just kick your field goal. Don't even take a chance, because there's a good chance you're not going to, that run play isn't going to work against that. But anyway, guys, that's it for the video breakdown. I know this is probably something you're probably thinking, Cobra, why are we wasting our time on special teams? I just wanted to show this to you because I've seen it happen to me, because I've gotten lazy, and I'm sure a lot of us have gotten lazy, and we just call the basic field goal. We don't think that much of it because we just figure, yeah, they're going to kick the field goal. Anyway, guys, this is how to surprise your opponent on field goals.